Hi there, I'm Celine, and I'm in my studio. Um, it's actually relatively clean right now. The studio has been an interesting evolution over the last kind of 4 or 5 years. I've had it as a serious painting space, and I've had it as a TV room for a while, or a DVD room. And then the last incarnation, I had my computer set up, and it was more of a digital workspace. And I've just reclaimed it. So see, I have my board set up there, and I have this really awesome. You can't really see it, but this really fantastic drawing table that that I need some grunt to assemble. But I'm finally being brave enough to put myself on Patreon. I'm an artist, but I do a lot of different things. I've I've been a filmmaker, and I've been an animator, and I've been a designer, and I've worked in energy therapy, and I've done some energy work on land, and studied or worked a little bit in biodynamics. So I come from many different disciplines, and I've kind of crossed many different worlds. I've worked in America in the corporate world, and in the independent art world, and I've worked in Australia creatively and a bit corporate, and in England where I live now, I've worked not really corporate but sort of arts and different things. So I'm now coming to the point where over the last few years I've been building various projects, and after years and years of working for other people, and making small things for me, I'm taking a huge plunge to commit to building some projects, or taking some projects that I've built to the next level. And I am looking at Patreon to support me in this process. I've got 3 kids, I'm a single mom, and life is, always a challenge. And I've kind of made ends meet by doing all sorts of stuff. And I'm at the point now where, do I go back into the real world and, hock myself, whatever the word is, as a designer again, but my soul's just going, no, 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 you need to get these projects happening. And I guess also living rurally, working in the country on one's own, um, without a creative community, I find that really challenging, and I find it hard to be inspired. And in a way, coming onto Patreon is also an amazing way for me to create a community and also accountability for my process, and sharing my work with people and bringing you into where I'm going. I have a few different things that I'm wanting to evolve further. There are some book projects, and there's a film project that's actually really exciting. It's about the planet and about the planetary energies and about sort of biodynamic principles of how we interact with the planet and the cosmos, and who we are as innate creative beings, and how important creativity is not only to our soul evolution but also to the planet. It's a bit hippie, but also, looking at not sacred art, but art through the ages, and when it's following a different kind of not following, but coming from a different kind of place, how that kind of elevates our spirit and our soul almost subconsciously. So I'm going to try and wrap this up because I'm rambling, but I have spent the last few years searching out people who worked in professionally in the fields of, you know, animation and art and literature, who have kind of moved away from the public eye. And, you know, I've been very slowly building relationships to see if I can pull together a very unusual creative process of collaboration, which is not, you know, through the traditional director's eyes, and building story through a different kind of process. It's a bit hard to explain now, and I'm not sure about all the steps, but it's going to be a very unique, unusual, possibly difficult journey, but I find it's really exciting, and I'm really inspired to get the ball rolling. So instead of going, you know, back to the design minds, I'm asking for support to really, you know, see me through. I've got lots of storyboards and concept work. I got a studio for 6 months a couple of years ago, and I really worked hard and laid it out, and I've got it to its first stage. It's complete now at the first stage, so it's kind of ready to fly in a collaborative sense. And I would really love you to be a part of this process too, of looking at, you know, how I problem solve, or we problem solve, and I can share, you know, the work up to date and the process with you. So I'm inviting you to come and share this with me, and I would love to have you on board and be my community, and really you know, share this journey. And there's a lot of things that I would also like to share, you know, blogs and downloads. I've had lots of different creative experience in think tanks, in groups. I've run workshops in psych wards, and I've done all sorts of different things. So I have a unique perspective on what collaboration is, and how, you know, as a group, that voice, that collective voice, is so much stronger. And in a way, part of the content of the film is how we make magic when we come together as collective voice, and this is really important to me. So, you know, I feel like, you know, as a creative community, we can produce so much more. And when you look at films that do come from a different kind of creative process, they're just mind-blowing. And this is what I want to do. I want to make a mind-blowing film that is coming from a completely different place, that is not scripted per se, but is an evolution. And I invite you on. Okay, I'm going to stop rambling now. Welcome aboard, and ciao.